First frame, Ronnie O'Sullivan to brick.
So Ronnie O'Sullivan, get us underway. And you'll hear commentary on this match from Dennis Taylor and Ted Lowe.
One. Five. Six.
And that's rather nice, Dennis.
Yes, Ted, that was a cracking shot on the red. It was very difficult to figure out exactly what was going to happen position-wise, but it worked a treat.
13.
We're at the stage now, the quarterfinals. I think this is when the players start to come into their really good form. They're used to the conditions, the table. They're psyched up nicely, and I think we're in for some fireworks in this match.
$18. 90. 26.
Cue balls run just about half an inch too far. But it looks as though perhaps he can get through. Yes.
27.
Disappointed though, he didn't get the cannon onto the pink to leave himself nicely on the black. And that could be the end of this effort.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 27. 1.
Didn't expect him to miss that one.
One. Six.
Not sure if the black passes the pink, but he can get on the pink if that black doesn't go. Maybe it is enough for him.
7.
In fact, he's played for the pink, so that'll sort of clear the black into both corner pockets.
Thirteen. 14.
'Easier queuing to take the pink.
These are tricky.
20.
Got to be so precise with these shots along the cushion.
21.
Yes, he played it well. Well, that makes the points all square.
28. 29. 35. 36.
Well, he's got the nice angle on blue. He's just looking to see if that red will drop into the middle. But where he got the cue ball placed, he can please himself. He can even screw back and leave himself in between the other two reds. And I think he'd play for the one on the left first.
Forty-one. 42. 47.
'This is his first scoring visit to the table. It's not bad.
48.
Yes, and he's got the perfect angle here to pot the black and just drop in behind the red.
$55.
If he gets this one right, he'll win the frame.
56. $63. Ken Doherty, 63.
Now, O'Sullivan needing a couple of snookers there. It was Doherty who cleaned up the ball, so Ken Doherty 1-0 up. Always nice to see the start of a match, so we recorded that one for you, but now we'll drop into our familiar pattern of live snooker. Go straight to the match. Second frame, they're in progress. O'Sullivan in play. 13-9, the score in his favour, but the first frame down, of course. Here's 10.
12. 13.
Well, up to now, we've had cat and mouse in this second frame, but Ronnie O'Sullivan has just got in with a few points.
18. 19.
Yes, Ted, there'll be very few frames like that. The balls just went a bit funny.
25. 26. 32. 33. Wait.
This is quite a good effort from Ronnie O'Sullivan. As I mentioned, the colours all got tied up earlier in the frame.
$39. 40. 46. 47.
He's not going to be able to clinch the frame
53.
just with potting this red in another colour. He's going to need one of those
54.
difficult four reds. And he might not have the angle. He looks a bit straight on the pink. Well, there's a slight angle there.
$60. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 60.
So failing at 60 means he's 57 ahead with 59 possible points on the table. I'm a bit lucky there, Dennis.
Yes, he was very lucky, Ted. Could do with finding the gap here. Little kiss on either of those reds would have meant the end of the frame. A little bit of a problem now because there's not a lot either player can do from this situation, only just tip into the reds.
Oh, is that going to run? I thought for a moment it was going to run past the pink.
It's there.
1. 8. 9. 16. 17.
Little bit of exhibition stuff now from Ronnie O'Sullivan.
24.
But I think
25.
this is going to be an absolutely cracking match between these two players.
He's ready to get at the
20.
yellow before the green spotted.
30. 33.
Well, the fireworks are starting. Ken Doherty took the first frame. And Ronnie O'Sullivan has taken the second. They're one frame each.
That he just gets a bit negative when I get he's playing an attacking player.
Well, certainly got an attacking player here. Back in business, 1-all. Remember, still the best of 17 in these quarterfinals.
Yes.
Well, Ronnie O'Sullivan 4.
And what's worse, the red is right over the center pocket.
One. 8. 9.
'Awkward queuing there, but he didn't bother, just got down and knocked it in
16.
as if the red wasn't hampering him. Well, that was a little bit reckless from Ronnie there.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 16.
Ken might take the double on.
One.
And he'll take the brown into the middle because there's two reds available. So no point in tucking up behind. He's got a reasonable chance here.
Five.
Well, I think he got a bad contact
Ken
there.
Doherty, 5.
It sounded like a kick.
Yes, it sounded a little bit like two stones colliding, didn't it? Ronnie seems to be having a thrash every now and again.
One. Three. Four. Eleven. 12.
Now, he's got one loose thread, but would he go into the pack?
$19. Ken Doherty, 19. One.
An extraordinary putt.
Got a bit of a risky one here, though, Ted. To take this black on and go into the reds would be some shot. That's a great shot.
No problem to him.
8.
These two young men will undoubtedly play a part in the future history of world snooker.
9. $60. 70.
And that's not worked out as he planned.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 70.
There's quite a little bit of rivalry between the two players here. Friendly rivalry. They both play in the same snooker club in Ilford. And I suppose it's a little bit of who wants to be king of the castle. I wonder, can they get into the team, Ted, at the club?
Well, I suppose there's a possibility, Dennis, if you put in as much practice as these boys. 18 points in it at the moment. No. Not too sure if the red nearest the pink will go into that centre pocket past the pink. Oh yes, no doubt.
One. Five. Six.
Last four reds a bit widespread. Get rid of the open one first.
Eight. Nine.
Yes, he's left a nice angle on the black, and he can just screw the white down, just to leave it somewhere on the baulk line there, near the left side cushion.
And that puts his nose back in front.
16.
Yeah, he was a little bit unlucky there. He was a couple of inches away from being perfect.
Seventeen. Twenty. Ken Doherty, 20.
7 points in front.
One. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
Well, if he has got the snooker, it's fairly easy to escape from off the top cushion. But Ken could see it direct.
Yes, I think the important thing there, Ted, was Ronnie brought the blue out into a potable position.
Foul and a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 4.
Yes, quite a long way away from that one.
Yeah, the natural angle's not there, and Ken's having to play this with a lot of side, a lot of left-hand side.
There's a about level with that. All right with that? Okay. All right.
And I think that might go back as well. No, it's,
Foul and a miss.
well,
Ronnie O'Sullivan 4.
wasn't that far away from the red.
All right, Ken?
It's quite a difficult one. The middle pocket's in the way of being in the natural angle, so he's playing it with side, and he wasn't all that far away from the red.
As they say, third time lucky. He's at it again.
Can't get to the red. He was just looking to see if there's a gap between pink and blue, I think, to come off the bottom cushion, but it's the swerve shot.
Foul and a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Well, he'd call a miss, but it's a free ball. Everything went wrong with that shot.
Now, this screen counts as the red 1 point. He's then onto a colour before returning to that last red. Oh, and he's missed it.
Ted, Ronnie O'Sullivan wouldn't miss that pot in, well, in the next 10 years.
Unbelievable, Dennis. 8 points the difference. He was quite a way away from that, and he might be in trouble after this.
One.
Obviously, the Dubliner is out to capture the frame. They're 1 frame each at the moment.
Yeah, he couldn't avoid the cannon into the brown there. But at least it hasn't finished on a cushion, so still a reasonable chance, this.
Oh, mighty close.
5.
All about this shot then. A little thin snick on the green should take him across the table towards that brown.
And this green to level the points. So Ken wants 3 balls. Well, well.
Ken Doherty 8.
Position reversed.
4. Nine.
Just the pink required. No mistake
15
at
in
all.
the frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan.
No mistake at all from the 18-year-old, and he now 1 frame ahead at 2 frames to 1. What a hard-fought frame that was. Well, we have said, Dennis, that these two lads, in my opinion anyway, will dominate some of the word. Here's the head-to-head between the two. It appears that Ronnie O'Sullivan has 5 victories against Ken's 1. That surprises me, Dennis.
Yeah, they're very evenly matched, these two players, and there is a little bit of tension, and both players there had chances to clinch that frame, and they both missed pots that they would never normally miss. But that all adds to it and makes it very exciting, and I think it's going to be a very close match. I can't see any of them winning easily, and I'm certainly looking forward to this one, Ted.
Yes, we've predicted the fireworks. They've already started. Ken's turn to break off.
One.
Has he gone far enough? It doesn't appear so.
Ken Doherty, 8.
And he won't be too pleased with himself over that. Played with perfect strength. He's been a professional for only a couple of years as Ronnie O'Sullivan. Already made his mark in top-class snooker. That one certainly wobbled.
One. 8. Nine.
Well, he didn't want the cannon onto the red there. That's took the pace out of the cue ball. He'll have to take the blue now.
Yes, a good recovery pot
14.
there.
15.
Ronnie O'Sullivan's very quick round the
20.
table, but when Ken Doherty gets going, he's equally as quick as this young man.
All right. Are you sure? $21. $26.
Ken is 7 years older than his younger opponent and has been a professional now for 4 years. So he's done pretty well for himself in world-class snooker as well.
$27.
Ken has picked off all the loose reds around
33.
the pack of reds there. Now he's got to concentrate on the other two.
34.
But he's left himself a slight angle here. It's not that easy though. He could have done with a little bit more angle just to pot the black and disturb the reds.
Yes, I don't think there was
41.
sufficient angle there, Dennis, for him to get into the pack. Is that in the bucket?
Ken Doherty, 41.
Well, that was a very loose safety shot from Ronnie O'Sullivan. Oh, didn't expect him to miss that, but that's got to be a little bit of tension. He knew if he potted that red that he would probably win the frame.
One.
As it is, Ronnie's right back in there.
7. 8. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he got a very bad contact again there.
Get some crackers, don't we?
I heard referee John Williams say there, we're getting some crackers, aren't we? Talking about kicks, of course.
$15.
Overcooked that, Dennis.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 15.
Opportunity lost, I would suggest.
Well, he shouldn't make any mistake now, Ken Doherty.
And needs this frame to level the match, 2 frames each.
Yes, Ken Doherty had a 63 break in the first frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan a 60 break in the second frame, but they've both been missing and seem a little bit nervous. So the mid-session interval's coming up. Maybe they'll settle down after that.
Black spot occupied.
15. $16. 22.
So it would
23.
appear that they're going to the mid-session interval, all square, 2 frames each. And as my co-pilot, Dennis Taylor, says, they do seem to be a little on the nervous side in these last 2 frames.
27.
Yeah, difficult last red, but I don't think it really matters if it doesn't go in. I'm sure Ronnie will concede.
Ken Doherty, 32.
Yes, that's enough. It's mid-session interval time, and they're all square, 2 frames each.
4 points on a foul. And nothing on the board yet for Ronnie, and you'll hear commentary from Dennis Taylor and Ted Lowe.
And at last the ball is potted.
1. Six. 7.
'Well, there's a vintage Ronnie O'Sullivan pot there. Don't know whether that's the right word, Ted, vintage,
13.
when you're talking about an 18-year-old.
$18. 90. 26. 27. $34. 35.
Has no problem in getting position from at least 9 feet away.
$41. 42. 49. 50. 57. 58.
Well, Ted, we said this was going to hot up after the
53.
mid-session interval,
64.
and he's come out firing on all cylinders.
Yes, after a very cagey start to the frame, he's certainly come to life.
71. 72.
79, and there's still a possible 59 points there.
79. 80. 87. 88.
He's keeping our referee, John Williams, busy here.
94. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 94 and the clock.
Well, after a very slow start of the frame, it was Ronnie O'Sullivan who comes to life and now leads 3 frames to 2.
Yeah, a lot of interest in this match. They're second and third favourites for the title behind Stephen Hendry. Ronnie has won 5 times in 6 meetings, but I wouldn't read too much into that. In the next frame, this is a little problem he's got to sort out. A red is the ball on, and he's going for that one.
That was a very risky one. He was playing it with a little bit of swerve just to bend it around the pink. He's not too bothered, really, is he?
Doesn't appear so.
One.
The 4 reds around the pink are all fairly difficult.
Four.
This one into the center pocket. That's there.
5.
all the reds are safe. This is a thin contact on the black, but it's a natural cannon into those two reds. He developed both those reds, but the other three are still very safe. Oh, that's careless again from Ken Doherty.
Ken Doherty, 12.
It's been happening throughout this match so far, Dennis. Both have been missing balls we've expected them to get.
1. Three. Four. Nine.
Extension, please. Yeah.
10.
Now, has he judged the angle? Be able to pot the black and disturb the red?
Oh, so near. 12 points ahead.
17. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 17.
Well, there's always a
One.
chance of that red going in, but look at the flick on the yellow.
Three.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, dear.
Ronnie O'Sullivan,
Well,
3.
you can't believe that, Ted, can you?
It really is quite amazing. You must consider himself lucky to have potted the other red across the table like that, and then very carelessly misses the simple one.
You know, there might be a gap.
Yes. You were quite right, Dennis. There was plenty of room to pot it.
Red. Okay.
Yeah, Ronnie had a look at the red after his previous shot, spotted something on it.
foul and a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 7, free ball.
Well, he's got everything against him there. A foul, 7 away, a miss, a free ball. There's not much else left.
Green ball. One.
Well,
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
it's amazing.
So Ken can still win the frame.
One. Eight.
That brown might give him a bit of trouble.
Ten.
Yes, Ted, he could do with just getting in behind the brown, about a couple of feet from it.
13.
It's going to be more difficult. Well, it's all about this shot. If he knocks the brown in, he should win the frame. If he misses it, how's your luck?
Ken Doherty, 13.
Well, this must be a half chance at least. Is he angled?
I think he might be, Ted. And if he is, well, just look where the cue ball is. In the knuckle of the middle pocket.
It's been noticeable, actually, Dennis, hasn't it, that Ronnie's had quite a bit of running in the match so far. And look at that all the way round there.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 4.
Surely the white's not going to go in.
Foul.
But Ted, this is some of the
Ken Doherty,
strangest.
4.
Just let the applause die down, but I'm just going to say this is some of the strangest snooker I've seen for a while.
It certainly is.
Four. Nine.
Needs these two.
15.
There's black then to level the match. And that's
22
it.
in the frame. Ken
Both had their chances, but it finally came to Ken Doherty, and we're square at 3 frames each.
Well, the next, Doherty got the first red, then Ronnie put one down, was on a green and missed it. So he's let Doherty in with quite a chance down there, as you can see.
One. 5. Six.
Well, that's a good shot. He's cleared the reds from around the pink spot as well. So that'll be looking a couple of shots ahead. He's left it a little bit awkward for himself. Got a cannon into the other red off this.
12.
They're just starting to free themselves. They were a little bit awkward, the balls, when Ken started here.
$18. Ken Doherty, 18. One. Seven. Eight.
These four reds up the left corner are all covering each other. Just looking to see if one of them might pot. That one there is a possibility. He's got a slight angle on the brown to get up there. And I think the black might even pot into the
12.
right corner.
$13.
He hadn't quite got the angle to stay for the black, and as you can see, the cue ball close to the blue and a break.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 13.
These last two frames have been a little bit scrappy, and the balls in this frame have been a little bit awkward. But they're very important frames to win, the scrappy ones.
It is quite surprising, Dennis, isn't it, that you see some frames of snooker scrappy like this, and then on another occasion everything seems to fit into place. I suppose that's part of the attraction of the game of snooker. Middle pocket?
Foul. Ken Doherty, 4.
So one easy red, 3 little sets of 2 reds all tied up. Should
One.
be able to do something about disturbing the reds from this position.
Is he looking to drop behind them and take one of those 2 reds across the table into the centre?
Six.
Might get 2 here, one in the top and one in the middle.
Seven.
And it's gone wrong for Ken now.
Ping pong. Ken Doherty, 7.
Not going to reach.
Foul and a miss. Ken Doherty, 4.
Be interesting to see, Ted, whether he has one more go at that. If he misses again, the referee will warn him, and if he should have a go and miss a 3rd time, the frame would go to Ken Doherty, but I don't think we'll get to that stage. But this is try number 2. And he's hit the black this time.
Foul and a miss. Ken Doherty,
I
7.
bet he doesn't play the same shot again, Ted.
No.
That happened, in fact, the only time I think it's happened, it wasn't Ronnie was involved, but Ken Doherty was playing Steve Davis in the Irish Masters, and the referee had warned Steve Davis in the deciding frame, believe it or not. Steve played the shot a 3rd time, and the match was awarded to Ken. And he's playing it. If he doesn't hit the red, he loses the frame.
Foul and a miss. Ken Doherty, 4.
It's got to be the frame. Has to be.
I know I didn't warn him though. I should have done.
The referee forgot to warn him. Now what?
Put it back.
Well, I don't know what to make of this one, Ted.
No, that's quite extraordinary, isn't it?
A little bit of debate will go on about this. The referee's supposed to warn the player, but the player knows that he's only allowed 3 attempts. This is his 4th attempt. Be a little bit of talk about this.
Yes, indeed. And this time he's... That'll certainly cause some chat around the Preston Guildhall.
Yes, and around a lot of the snooker venues and homes all over the country.
31-point lead then.
One.
Kenny cannon into the two reds on the left there.
Five. Ken Doherty, 5.
Left the cue ball tight to the cushion.
He's not afraid to take them on, but that was a very risky shot that Ronnie attempted there.
One. Seven.
Looking at the scoreboard, he only needs this red. 44 in front.
8.
Just a possible 43 on the table, but he's got a colour to come.
And with Ken taking the frame, of course, it will save a lot of embarrassment.
12. Ken Doherty, 12.
This has proved to be the longest frame of the match so far. Been a very scrappy frame indeed. Cue ball this time.
Foul. Ken Doherty, 4 on the frame.
And Ronnie decides to pack it all in. So Ken Doherty goes ahead, 4 frames to 3.
Well, John Virgo's here watching this with me, and 3 fouls, 3 misses called. Didn't alter the result of the frame, but in that incident where John Williams did not award the frame against Ronnie. What do you think?
Well, the rule apparently is that after you've missed twice, you should be informed or warned by the referee if you do it again. And I thought really, and I'm not really a great lover of referees, but I thought it was a very brave decision by John Williams. Apparently Ronnie got down so quick.
Yeah.
He didn't have time to warn him. And I feel certain if he had warned him, Ronnie would have played an alternative shot. So I think
Because he wasn't in a snooker position, so 3 misses, you know.
Oh yeah, but apparently the rule is after 2 they must be warned, and he wasn't warned, so every credit to John Williams.
Well, as I say, it didn't affect the result of the frame. One more to play in this session, frame 8 of this match, and Ronnie's done all the early work. He's had a break of 41, but Ken Doherty's come back. He's got a 3-point lead and just 2 reds left on the table.
One.
Well, he's got the green near the middle pocket. Now, can he get round the back of the black with a bit of side to disturb the last red? Might be on. No.
Four. Ken Doherty, 4.
Yeah, it's just finished a little bit awkward. A couple of inches either way, this would have been a fairly easy pot. Still take it on.
1.
He looked at the scoreboard. It means that he can take the yellow on, and he won't need the difficult blue.
Yeah, sure. 3.
Now 10 points in front. Yellow, green, brown. We put him 19 in front with just 18 remaining on the table. It's a great chance to win this session 5 frames to 3.
Five. 8.
Yes, a delightful little touch on the blue there.
Ken Doherty, 12.
So Ronnie O'Sullivan needs a snooker.
Yeah, that black ball's in a good position for a snooker if Ronnie can get the chance. Yeah, the pink's not in a bad position for a snooker either.
Blue this time going towards the green pocket. And that surely concludes the first of these 2 sessions of this match. The pink disappears.
11 in
Ken
the game.
Doherty leads 5 frames to 3.
So, there's Doherty, and a good start in the first of tonight frames, the immediate
Ninth
thought
frame.
for Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Ronnie
The
O'Sullivan.
commentary comes from Ray Edmonds and John Virgo.
So first blood to Ronnie O'Sullivan. Shot to nothing. I don't know whether he played the plant or not, but he's got a chance on the brown here.
Five. 6. 11. 12.
That was a nice shot, bringing the black into play. This afternoon, he just missed one or two shots that
90.
you'd expect him to get. The problem is, when you
20.
play as quick as Ronnie O'Sullivan, he treats every shot the same, and some shots aren't as straightforward as others. And it's just on the shots when it goes a little bit awkward, he's got to give it that little bit of
27.
extra thought. He didn't this afternoon.
28. 35. 36.
'Well, he's left this one to the left corner.
43. 44.
Perfect angle into the reds. It's just the kind of start that this young man wanted, trailing by 2 frames.
51. 52.
And he made that look a lot easier than it was. And nice control on the brown, red up at that end for the left centre. And he's done it so quickly.
56.
And it's good when you can play like this, because obviously you can make a break and it takes nothing out of you. And at the moment he's just walking around the table knocking in balls nonchalantly.
57.
It's just getting a bit awkward now though, for position. I think he's on a red.
60. 61.
So needs a colour and one more red. This frame only been in progress less than
64.
5 minutes.
65.
So,
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
65 in front. 59 on the table, the crowd applaud. Has he done enough to pull one back?
The answer was that he had. There was a bit of scrabbling about after that, but Ronnie O'Sullivan pulling that one back, just one adrift. But Ken Doherty still in the lead in this very interesting match, 5-4.
Well, a little unlucky. The kick took the pace out of the cue ball. And then the double kiss on the red has left Ken Doherty a chance.
One. Eight. 9. 16. 17. 20.
Judged that positional shot very nicely.
Sorry.
Ken Doherty, a very good break builder. In fact, that's his strength, and I'm quite surprised that so far in this match he's only made one break over 50. That's unusual for Ken.
Twenty-one.
'Well, again, a red to the right corner, and
28.
he'll open the pack of reds this time just a little bit more.
29. 36. 37.
'And he may have to use the reds to hold the cue ball here again. Needs a little bit of luck, perhaps. And I think that's about perfect. Now then. Great
44.
chance of a big break now.
$45. 50. 52. $53. 60.
So you'd expect Ken Doherty to clinch the frame at this visit now. And
61.
this is the fine line between these two. Ronnie O'Sullivan just went for the long red, got the bad contact. Double kiss, it looked like a shot for nothing. Just left the one red out. And that's end of frame. Just needing, well, one more red. No
69.
problem.
And this is always the right time to come back at an opponent when you've just seen him make a break to virtually win a frame, to
77.
come to the table, make a reply like this. It hurts. And Ronnie O'Sullivan will have to be doubly careful.
84.
First to 9 frames, the winner.
85. 87. 88.
It's nicely played now, so you've got a slight angle on this black, or maybe you could just come back for one of them in the right centre. Just overdone it. There's a chance of the high break here.
95.
Held at the moment by Stephen Hendry with a 128.
96.
Good break.
103.
So a possible 138 on, and you'll be aware.
It took its time, that one.
$111. 113. Ken Doherty.
He didn't get away with it with the red. Oh, well, he did. He didn't with the green, but nevertheless, magnificent 113 to restore that 2-frame lead. 6-4 to Ken Doherty.
Yeah, centuries few and far between. That's only the 7th so far of this Royal Albert Championship. Equals the 2nd highest, as John was saying. Hendry, 128. Well, the next 2 were shared. Ronnie O'Sullivan put together a nice break of 57 in frame 12, but the defending champion is still 2 adrift, and the next is frame 13.
to drop the cue ball on the cushion. He's left a near straight red to the far corner.
Four.
Not much to do with this. I think the black was in the opposite corner.
5.
I think it would like to have been a little bit straighter on this black. Maybe just roll it in, cannon the red just above it. He's played it well.
12. 13. 20.
Well, asking referee John Williams for the spider. He's obviously going to take the red to the right corner. I don't think they're quite as close together as our camera shows there. I think there's a little bit of gap between them. But well, there you see it, not a lot. So this is complicated.
Well, that was a brilliant shot. Because it was a long bridge he was having to use. Lovely touch.
$28. 29. 36. 37. 44. 45.
'Well, he's on a red. It's certainly not the one he played for. But it's good position. Frame winning chance. And that's all we need in this match. There's one mistake, invariably, and you lose the frame.
58. 59.
So red in the colour.
64.
This looks a formality.
65.
Well, perhaps not quite so much of a formality now. He needs this black. Should have had more faith.
72.
Absolute delight to watch when he's getting around the table at this pace.
Foul.
Well, would you believe it?
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 72. Ken Doherty, 4.
So He's 68 in front, there's 67 on the table.
Yeah, it was enough. He got that one back. I mean, these two have actually met 6 times, and Doherty has only won on 1 occasion, but he's still ahead here. 7-6, first to 9, frame 14.
Well, it was a fine cut. But I think this red will go past the blue to this right corner.
One. Six. Seven. Fourteen. 15. 22. 23. 30. 31.
I think he certainly gets a nice angle on the black here. He'll be going into the cluster. Well, he's got one in the right
38.
centre.
39.
And this is a great opportunity. And when he went 7-4 behind, he looked as though he was beginning to struggle. But it's amazing. He just seems to
46.
forget what's gone in the past. And when he gets opportunities like this,
47.
just dances around the table, potting balls. Lovely to watch.
54. 55. 62. 63. 69. 70.
So in just over 3 minutes, Ronnie O'Sullivan has done enough to virtually assure himself of this frame.
$77. 78.
And apart from the frame being over, that 1-2-8 break of Stephen Hendry is at risk again.
85.
It was earlier from Ken Doherty. There's a possible 144 on here.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 93 on the plate.
Wow, what a wonderful break. The crowd would have loved to have seen the clearance, but nevertheless, he's level now. Everything to play for. 7 frames apiece. So Ronnie hasn't reached the baulk cushion with the break. This has given Ken half a chance. Ken must be feeling the pressure a little bit. Hasn't done a deal wrong. Just that Ronnie O'Sullivan has suddenly come to life, having gone 3 frames behind.
Well, it looked as though he wasn't going to be on a colour. I think that black will go into the right centre. And sometimes the run of the balls can dictate a match. Could that give Ken Doherty the opportunity he's looking for? Well, he's got to take chances like that. He had a little run of the ball there. It's no good having a run if you don't take advantage of it.
Yes, I think Ken's perhaps been a little bit unlucky that he's left queuing so awkward on this red to the middle.
This is a tough shot for Ronnie O'Sullivan to play. That was an excellent safety from Ken Doherty. Oh, but that's an excellent reply. Okay, he may have left a potable chance and didn't just get the weight of the cue ball, but to get it back in the baulk end was one heck of a shot.
Four. Five. Twelve. 10. Sorry. 11.
Well, surprised, a little surprised he played for the pink before. I thought he might have gone back up the tail for the blue. He's potted the pink, but he's certainly not got position on a red. That's end of break. And the way he has been scoring in the last 3 frames, it's a surprise.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 17.
was a pretty good safety shot from Ken, but there's a red into this corner that Ronnie will take on. Perhaps wished he hadn't now. Now, could that cost him a few points?
One.
Well, just a little overhit. And at this stage of a match, 7-all, having been 7-4 in front, you need to be as right on the next ball as possible. Make it as easy a pot.
Eight. Twelve.
Well, he played for the pink to the right corner, but just nudged a red in the way. Now faced with a tough shot on the blue.
$17.
Still not quite in perfect position. Easy enough pot in the left centre, but needs to control the cue ball. Playing for the pink into the right centre. Has he gone too far? I think not. But this is a tricky little shot. I think to retain good position, he's got to just drop it in. He didn't fancy doing that. And unless he can pot that red that he's closest to, he's got problems.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose this could be the kind of shot that you might get a kick on, and better to take precautions before you hit it. But if he gets this one right, you would think that he would free that red away from the pink spot, and that makes his job perhaps easier. But we have seen that Ken Doherty has got a good temperament, strong nerve. He needs that at the moment.
32.
Well, after running out of position a few
37.
times early on, he's now in perfect position. 21 points in front.
38.
Under normal circumstances, you'd expect him to win the frame at this visit. But they're getting near the winning line in this match. And it's a big match for both players.
43.
So who's to say what can happen? He'll be hoping that something does and he can get back to the table. At the moment, it doesn't look likely.
44.
Just gone a shade too far to be able to drop onto the single red. Oh, is he far enough?
49.
No.
Well, that's a bad mistake. 33 points in front. He was only a red colour red away from victory in this frame. The frame that will take him one away from winning the match.
Ken Doherty, 49.
But that's not a bad safety. But he knows he should have finished it off at that visit.
One.
So he needs to drop onto one of these two reds.
Six.
But this has been a pretty good frame from Ken Doherty. Had to more or less sit down and watch his opponent string 3 successive breaks together to win 3 frames. He's held himself together well.
Twelve. 30. 80. 20. 23.
So Ken Doherty one frame away from the semi-final, and the way the frames have been going, it's first one in. So who's going to get first in the next frame?
Ken Doherty, 23 on the red.
Ken just leaves the arena, but he only wants one, as John says. 8 frames to 7 to Ken Doherty. Well, a great pot just over hit. Balls are sufficiently open to really not give any benefit to the snooker, so Ronnie very positively plays a wonderful shot on the brown as if it was over the pocket, and he's got himself in prime position.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 5.
Well, he was, and he wasn't missing those to come back to 7-all. It's the pressure of big-time snooker. So the first real chance of building up a useful lead falls to the man who needs this frame, Ken Doherty. What can he do with it?
Eight.
Well, I think he can get the red to the left middle.
Nine. $14. 15. 22. 23.
Well, there's still the one loose red, but he's got the angle to go into the pack.
$28.
Well,
29.
this, I think, a more difficult shot than it was off the blue. Big shot, this.
Yes, I agree, Ray. I think he'll go for it. If it goes right, it could be a match winner. If it goes wrong, it could cost him the frame. Building himself up for it.
Ken Doherty, 29.
And not being wise after the event, I think he should have played to open those reds off the blue a shot or two earlier. As I say, that was after the event.
Well, it looks as if he's been let off. There was a loose red. Ronnie attempted to open them up. So the defending champion, he's really got his back to the wall. Ken may attempt the plant, but he'll make sure the cue ball gets down the other end. Decision time for Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Well, I think he may have a red into the right corner, which could be a shot for nothing. It's a thin cut, but if he plays the one into the left corner, well, he's putting all his eggs in one basket. He's playing the shot for nothing, and I think quite rightly. Oh, but that's a good safety. I think he snookered him on all the balls. No matter how skillful he is, he needs a bit of luck here. Oh, good shot. Couldn't have played it any better. Brilliant.
Again, some trouble. And that's one way out of it. One. I'm sure that was just about as much of that red as he could hit. No margin of error. What a chance.
Yes, he was always coming off second best in those safety exchanges, but a brilliant pot. Let's give him a chance now to win this frame.
$11, $12, $19, $20, $27,
After this
28.
black, there's just one more really easy red to get on. Well, now maybe there's two. That was a good
35.
shot. Well, I can't believe he's played it in the
Ronnie
top.
O'Sullivan, 35.
He could have played it in the left centre, he'd have been more certain of the pot. I think that was a time when he should have just taken a deep breath and thought about it. It wasn't straightforward. Will he get a better chance than that?
Yes, can't quite see. Ken having a good look to see if he can get past the blue for the red to the corner. Well, he'd have to use a bit of side and swerve, I'm sure, and against the nap. That's dodgy. So this pot is on to the right corner. It's certainly not easy.
Yes, I can only assume that Ken's thinking of consequences should he miss this red. I think he's got to take a positive approach now. It's a good pot. Nicely on a baulk colour.
1,
18 points behind. Still a bit of work to do to clinch the match at this visit. But his destiny's in his own hands.
He's got a bit of an angle on the brown to come down for this. Probably the most awkward of the two reds, the one to the left.
Well, this isn't the best position to be in. It's a thin contact. You're never quite certain where the cue ball's going to finish. It happens, he's controlled it quite well, but he has that old problem
6.
of the last red. She's not in an easy position. 13 points behind. Well, he couldn't have played that better. Now, one good pot, positional play, and his favourite for the semi-finals.
Well, he's just about enough angle on the black. And if he gets this one right, well, this young man, I think, the defending champion, can say goodbye to this year's. At any other time, this would be a formality. Semi-final place means there's a bit for Ken to do, and a bit longer for this young man to sweat it out.
Up to and including the blue is what's required.
I
don't think Ken Doherty has played his best in this match, but he's taken advantage of the unforced errors of Ronnie O'Sullivan. And at this level, you can't really afford to make the type of mistakes and shot selections that Ronnie O'Sullivan has done. And it's costing the match now for certain. Just the blue required.
29.
Taking no chances, clean the cue ball. But just reiterating what you said about Ronnie O'Sullivan, John, I think it was probably this afternoon that he lost it. He's played much better tonight, but this afternoon he was certainly reckless. And
34.
Ken Doherty, his opponent, is becoming one of the toughest players in snooker.
40.
And a great cheer goes up. A very popular winner. Ken Doherty gets through to the semi-final. A magnificent 9 frames to 7 win over Ronnie O'Sullivan.
So the champion out. Now, it's a ritual in all snooker that after a match, the players go to the press room for what you might call the inquest. And at this one, Ronnie O'Sullivan, 18 years old, obviously distressed, made a statement you'll read about tomorrow.
I'm just going to have a couple of days to think about, you know, things as they are, and just see where I'm going from there, you know.
What's happened this season? Because you've played brilliant patches, not very brilliant in other patches.
It sounds ridiculous, really, you know, but I really have thought about it. This is my last season as a pro, to be honest with you.
18 years old?
Yeah, I've thought about it heavily. And it guts me sometimes, you know. I love the game so much, but things are just not happening.
I think maybe just Ronnie is just a little bit disappointed losing. Maybe, you know, people, it's a very sort of rash thing to say that he's going to quit the game. I mean, he's got a great future ahead of him. He's you know, a potential world champion, and not just once, but a few times over. So I think it'd be silly if he gave up the game, you know.
If I don't feel I'm going to be the best at something, I'm not going to do it.
I've beaten, you know, the second favourite, so I've got a great chance. You know, Stephen is obviously playing very well, but he's in the opposite half, so I'll just look forward. The next match is going to be just as tough as tonight, and I'll just get on with it and try and pot as many balls as the other person.
Well, he's there in the semi-finals. He next plays either John Parrott or James Watanabe. They start tomorrow. As for Ronnie O'Sullivan, he rushed out of here without his coat, without his cue. Somebody else took that back from him. I can't believe at 18 he'll give up the game. It'd be a very sad loss if he does. I think he'll sleep on it and think about it. There's been another match going on tonight. We have ignored it, but it's only in its early stages. That's Peter